Hey everyone, I'm back. Something weird happened today. I can't say it's paranormal because I was stomping my foot. I wasn't angry or anything, it just happened. But we have a mirror that we're going to return. But my dad earlier today put the nuts and bolts that goes with the mirror on top of the cardboard, not cardboard box that it came in. And while I was playing Fortnite, the bag of the nuts and bolts just randomly fell from the top of the mirror box. My dog wasn't near it. I was playing Fortnite, and my mom was watching TV. And then I can't say it's paranormal, and I can't say it isn't either because not not a lot of things happened this week, but I felt like there was someone here, ghost-wise, and not bothering me. I know it's family, but normally I'm in this heavy feeling, but not in a bad, evil, whatever way. But aside from all that, everything's good. The snow and ice are finally melting, thank goodness. And hopefully that means spring is around the corner, and I can't wait for Scream 7, which is coming out in 11 days. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big Scream fan. As you can see, I got all 6 movies right here. But anyway, with that being said, let's start this video. Nevada State Prison was potentially located in Harrison City. The prison was continuous operating since its establishment in 1862 until the closure in 2012, and was managed by the Nevada Department of Corrections. It was a security facility. It was one of the old. I skipped the whole sentence. It was one of the oldest prisons still operating in the United States. The high security facility housed 219 inmates in September of 2011. It was designed to hold 841 inmates and employing staff of 211. In the early 20th century, the prison became the sole design facility for executions by the state of Nevada. It carried out the first death sentence by gas chambers in the United States with the execution of Lee Hahn on February 8, 1924. The state of Nevada chose to close the facility for budgeting reasons. The prison closed its doors on May 18, 2012, with all the inmates transferred to other institutions or released. Although the prison has closed, it is still designed as the site for executions of the state of Nevada. Until the current execution chamber at Ely State Prison opened in 2016. The prison was established in 1862 by the Nevada Territorial Legislature at the site of the Warm Spring Hotel. Located east of Carson City in Nevada Territory, the legislature had been leasing the hotel for Abraham Curry and using the prison quarry to provide stone materials for the Nevada State Capitol. In 1864, the traditional legislature acquired the hotel along with 20 acres of land from the Curry, who was appointed the first warden of the prison. In October of that year, Nevada became a state, and the newly written constitution established that the lieutenant governor of Nevada also functioned as the ex officio, the warden of the prison. The governor, secretary of state, and attorney general compromised the board of prison commissioners. In 1867, a fire destroyed the original building. In 1870, a major portion of the prison burnt down and was rebuilt with inmate labor and stone from the on-site quarry. On September 17, 1871, Lieutenant Governor and the warden Frank Denver was seriously injured in a prison breakout that involved 27 inmates. In 1872, Denver refused to concede with the prison to Presley C. Hyman, who had been appointed the new warden under the legislation that replaced that responsibility from the lieutenant governor. Governor Lewis R. Bradley sent troops in March 1873 to force Denver to surrender. The prison was also expanded in 1964 by Northern Nevada Correctional Center. Nevada State Prison operated a maximum security facility until 1989, when Ely State Prison was open to fulfill that function. After Nevada Governor Fred Blazer signed Assembly Bill in 98 to law and legislized gambling in the state, Nevada State Prison did the unthinkable and opened a casino for the inmates. When I did this research, I was like, inmates gambling, same place. And that's gonna end badly. Nicknamed the Bulletin Pen, the casino was a success for 3 decades before it was eventually shut down. The casino operated in the window solid rock room carved from natural sandstone surrounding the prison before it was moved to a larger sandstone building with walls sometime in 1930s. During its 30-year operation, the casino offered traditional games such as blackjack, craps, and poker, and the inmates ran in the entire casino. From hosting games to organizing security, inmates also had to enter the casino with their own currency in denominations of 5 cents, 10 cents, 25 cents, and 5 cents to $1 to 5, which were used at the casino. Today, the currency is considered a collector's item. The bullet pen closer came to a new Nevada Governor Paul Letchell hired Carl Hucker as the prison's warden. Hucker ordered the casino to shut down and for gambling to be replaced with more wholesome activities in April of 1967, and the sandstone building that housed the casino was knocked down. Prior to 2016, prisoners facing capital punishment were held at Ely State Prison, where they were sent to Nevada State Prison execution chamber to be executed. In 2016, a new execution chamber was opened at Ely, and the chamber at Nevada State Prison was closed. The prison became the state design facility for hangings in 1903. In response to Mormon preferences, the Nevada State Legislature passed a statute in 1910, posed between execution by shooting or hanging. On May 14, 1913, Andrzej Murawski became the first and only inmate in Nevada to be executed by shooting. After the war in George Washington, George W. Howling was unable to find 5 men to form a firing squad. A shooting machine was built to carry out Murawski's execution. When the device arrived in the prison, Cowie no longer wanted to have any part in the execution, and he resigned. Former Governor Denver S. Dickerson, who had worked to reform the state prison system, was appointed the new warden. So, if I was ever a warden at a prison, I would have done the same thing Halloween did. Even if they were bad people, I could not see them get killed because of what they did. I would quit. And I would never be a warden at a prison. I just can't handle that intense anger, sadness, violence. I couldn't do it. In 1921, a bill authorizing the use of lethal gas had passed the Nevada State Legislature. Commander Murderer Z. Vaughn of the Hipstein Criminal Society, well, that's a name, became the first person to be executed by this method in the United States. Warden Dickerson sent his assistant Tom Pickett from Carl City to Los Angeles, California, to pick up 20 pounds of lethal gas. Ow, my neck. That came out of nowhere. Was contained a mobile fulminated until at the cost of $700. 4 guards did not want to participate in the process and resigned. Prison officials attempted to pump poison gas directly into Lee's cell while he was sleeping. Without success, because the gas leaked from a cell, a makeshift gas chamber was sent to the butcher shop of the prison. He was strapped to on a chair to the chamber, which was 11 feet long, 10 feet wide, and 8 feet high. Small window next to the wooden chair allowed witnesses to look inside. Attendees included news reporters, public health officials, and representatives from the U.S. Army. On the morning of February 8, 1924, 1924, the boat sprayed 4 pounds of hydroxide acid into the chamber. Because the electric heater failed, the chamber was 52 degrees Fahrenheit instead of the ideal 75 degrees, causing some of the acid to form a puddle onto the floor. Lee's head appeared to nod up and down for 6 minutes before succumbing to the gas. The prison staff waited 3 hours for the remaining puddle of hydroxide acid to evaporate before cleaning up the chamber. Warden Dickerson reported Nevada Governor James V. Rodham and the legislature his opinion that the use of lethal gas was impractical, and that he thought the execution by firing squad is still the best method of execution. Expenditures for these execution totaled about 1,000, but the operating cost of gas chamber plummeted about to 90 cents per use by 1937. Dickerson remained warden of Nevada's prison until his death on November 28, 1925. On October 22nd, 1979, my brother's birthday. I mean, not then, obviously. Convicted murderer Jesse Bishop became the first person to be executed at the prison after the state legislature restated the death penalty following the lifting of the national moratorium on capital punishment. You see, like I said earlier, not paranormal really anything happened except being feeling watched. And right now I feel like I am. Not just from you guys, but... And my neck is starting to hurt. Hope they're not attacking me, because then I'll have to change myself. This is weird. Very, very weird. You all saw that, right? I knew I felt like I was being watched. What the... Sorry. Anyone here? Bishop is also the last prisoner to be executed by lethal gas by the state. On December 6, 1985, serial killer Harold Hole became the first inmate to be executed in Nevada by lethal injection. Executions continue to be carried out in the gas chamber, but on gurney designed for lethal injections. In 2012, the department was considering a capital improvement program that would relocate the execution chamber from Nevada State Prison to Ely State Prison. The current execution chamber at Ely State Prison opened in 2016. I wish I could move my camera to pause my story that I found and look over there. There's someone over there. But I don't know how to do that yet. My dog is sleeping on the couch. Annie? Yeah, she's sleeping. So it's not her. Annie Bell? Okay. Nevada State Prison employee and provided vocal training for inmates in its factories. Which produced mattresses and license plates. The prison manufactured all Nevada vehicle registration plates since 1928. The prison industry also included a bookbindery and print shop, but minimum security inmates were eligible for forklift training. Inmates and forklifts. Back then, what were they thinking? No. Inmates were offered the opportunity to earn a GED or take college courses through the Western Nevada College. After the closure of Nevada State Prison, the license plate factory was relocated to Northern Nevada Correctional Center. In 2009, the Nevada State Legislature rejected the proposal by the Governor Jim Gibson. I wonder if he's related to my neighbor. To close the prison aimed by the Blessed Christ and instead approved the continued operation of the prison, while plans to expand it or construct other new prisoners were delayed. That's embarrassing. In February of 2010, Nevada Department Correction Director Howard Schalling notified employees that the prison system faced an $880 million deflect. Prisons also officials recommended moving the inmates to other facilities in the state system and converting the site into a tourist attraction or training center. The prison closed in May of 2012. The closed prison was used as a setting for the 2019 film The Mustang, a drama about an inmate and a rehabilitation program for training wild horses. According to the Nevada State Prison Preservation Society Facebook page and CPS42.com, the Dark Prison Haunt and Nevada State Prison was named one of the top haunts in 2025 in the U.S. The honored success recognition from within the haunted attraction industry. The prison carried out several acts of executions over its time, while prisoners were hanged in 1905, they changed the death to firing squad for the next inmate in 2010. From 1942 to 1979, however, the preferred method of execution shifted to not one widely used throughout the United States: death by gas. The story goes that it took some investing to figure out the proper amount of gas to use, resulting in excruciating deaths for the first 2 inmates to be killed in this way. In total, 30 prisoners were killed by a small gas chamber within the prison, which still is visible to tourists visiting the now historic site that was decommissioned in 2012. Many believe the spirits haunting the prison are those of the inmates who were executed or killed in the prison by their described experiences. To within the prison is a sudden feeling of instant dread. Others feel like someone is watching them, and footsteps are often heard echoing from deserted parts of the site. Visitors and tour guides are often hear strange noises throughout the prison, as well as such pieces of metal being struck on the doors of the cell. Others have heard knocks on walls, whistles, and all types of screams and yells from the disembodied voices. Of all the spots in the prison, the gas chamber has the most regular spectral activity. Visitors looking into the room describe suddenly they can feel they can't breathe, needing help to walk away. Others experience sudden foreboding, feeling that they get close to the gas chamber where so many were killed. While the identities of all these ghosts aren't known, many believe some of the dark experiences come from the ghost of the serial killer Carl Cole. While Cole was convicted of killing 5 women, could that be Jack the Ripper? No, he wouldn't have lived that long. But Jack the Ripper killed 5 women, then came to America, and somebody did the same thing. I think I just found out who Jack the Ripper was. If the timelines add up, which they're not. So I don't think this Jack the Ripper, maybe a copycat? I don't know, but that is very... What's the word I'm looking for? Coincidental? He admitted to killing 35 people, to 35 people throughout his life. He was the first person to be executed by lethal injection in the prison in 1985. It was believed that Cole's spirit targeted women who are on the tour premises. Many ghost hunters have examined the prison, with many finding evidences of spirit activity. One team could see the outline of 2 large figures sitting on the shoulders of one of the investigators on the thermal monitor. Now, the thermal cameras are weird, and I want one so bad. As they did, the investigator in question experienced an intense cold feeling and a headache. Carl Cole, you're not welcome here. Please leave now. Countless orbs have also been spotted in photos in the prison by defendant investigative groups. These first-hand accounts have led many paranormal professionals to agree that Old Nevada State Prison is haunted. 50% of me wants to go there, while the other 50% is like, oh hell no. But I would agree that a lot of the inmates that were that was weird looking. You all saw that, right? That little light thingy that were executed were most of the inmates that were there. And I do not blame them for being angry and upset. But, yeah. And the whole headache thing, my head is hurting back here. I'm not even kidding. Anyway, thank you guys for watching my channel and videos. Please remember, it's winter. There won't be any bugs. What is that? Time to close this video. Thank you guys for watching my channel and videos. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I am Haunted Girl, and this is my channel, and paranormal is my playground. And until next time, pleasant dreams.